I had to smile because I know I'll be taking a screenshot and I'm not trying to be looking whatever. Anyways, what is up? Hello. I'm getting straight into this because I honestly planned on doing a video, but I'm having technical difficulties with my phone, and yeah, I don't know what YouTube got going on, but yeah, we're just gonna go live because that's literally the only thing that I'm able to do besides post a post. Can't post a short. I can't post a video. I don't know what's going on. So we're just gonna go live, and I'm gonna go over this segment. I honestly was not planning on doing this live, but I'm glad I am. So whatever. Anybody who comes in, welcome. Thank you guys for joining me today. We are going to be talking about redefining minds. It is the segment. That's what the name of the segment is. But today we're going to be talking about setting intentions and what that looks like and what that means. I will be speaking to you all as if you don't know what intentions are and how to set intentions. For those that are not comfortable with intentions or may feel like the way they set intentions is not working, right? And we're going to dive into why, your intentions may not be working out or why things just don't seem like they're working properly for you. I am really here to teach and shift our minds, not just yours, but mine as well. Generationally, I feel like we've been stuck in a certain type of mindset, and I really want to learn myself as well as teach how to kind of get ourselves out of the matrix. Now, some of you guys have probably already heard of the term the matrix. It's basically talking about societal norms that here in America we are used to. I don't really know about any other country, so I'm just saying America because that's all I know of. Please do not mind me. I'm looking at myself and not like the viewfinder. So if it kind of looks like I'm looking down, it's just because I'm looking at the screen. But I'm very glad that you are here today, and I pray you have a beautiful, blessed day. I do want to take a token of love from my sacred love space and plant it into yours. And I hope it grows a beautiful, loving tree of love and sacred purity. Okay? Anyways, let's get straight into the video because I don't want to be here too long. I do have intentions to one day have a bunch of people in the chat talking and interacting with me while I do these lives and things like that. So until then, I will just be talking to whoever catches the replay, or if you happen to catch me when you come in, hey, what's up? Anyways, I didn't introduce myself. My name is T. Well, I go by T. That's not my name, but I go by T, as well as the Angelic Priestess. And I'm just here to kind of like give you guys information on really how to grow and evolve. And we're going to grow and evolve together because that is my goal. Those are my intentions for this year, is to really grow, evolve, and get a higher level of consciousness. Okay. Anyways. There's a lot of things that we as a collective are super ignorant to. And I want to, hold on, let me clean the screen because I feel like there's a glare. That's a little better. Okay. So I feel like as a collective, there's a lot of things that we are ignorant to. And I have received so many downloads in meditation and just spending a lot of quality time with God, who is my deity of higher source. And, everybody has their own way of life. I don't want to speak to a specific religion or anything like that. I'm just speaking to human race at this point because we all need to get on in accordance with taking care of ourselves, our mind, body, and soul. If you guys see me post M.B.S, that's what I mean, mind, body, and soul. But this segment that I plan on growing and making a really good impact in the world with is called Redefining Minds Activation. And what we are going to do is activate ourselves to redefine our minds, reset, reprogram. What are the 6 R's? Reset, reprogram, rethink, rewrite, relive, and re-love. Okay, that is the motto I am going by from this year on. Okay, again, that is reset, reprogram, rethink, rewrite, relove. And the first segment in reset is intention. Okay, so let's get into it. How to set intentions. Okay, what are intentions? The benefits of intentions, and where you may be going wrong with your intentions, and also things to keep in mind are the topics that I will be covering today, and maybe a little bit more. I just wrote a couple of notes down, but I'm freestyling this because it wasn't supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be different. The reason why I'm starting this today is because today is the last day of the Pisces new moon, and a new moon is a great way to set intentions. Okay, where did I? A new moon is a great way to set intentions. I think I wrote it in here. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I'm grabbing my notes. There we go. I knew I needed this one. Okay, so one of the things that first let me explain to you what an intention is. Okay, an intention is really just an intention is really setting a goal, right? An overall goal for something that you want to improve or, bring into your life. Intentions can be daily, monthly, yearly. Okay, my practice with intention, like real intentions, not just saying, oh, I have the intention to do this, I have the intention to do that. Really started with daily intentions, and I started small. Like every day I had a certain intention to do something, and then it increased to, okay, this week I have the intention for the entire week to do XYZ, and so on and so forth. Then monthly and yearly, as you kind of build up, because everything is a building process. We're so used to convenience in this day and age that we forget that process is the way to go with things. And the building process, I feel like the right way to do intentions is to start small. Don't get ahead of yourself, because sometimes you can get discouraged and you're waiting for things to come and you don't realize, oh, I set this intention for the entire year. Okay, some of us set intentions at the beginning of the year with a New Year's resolution. I do mine daily as well as monthly, and I also have year intentions as well that are a little bit deeper into things. But so intentions are intended for long-term and short-term goals, okay? Day-to-day type of stuff. Like, I have the intention to get up and get dressed every single day, okay? For those of y'all who may stay at home, work from home, or something like that, like getting dressed every day may be something that you don't really think about doing, but it is something that you want to do, and it is something that your higher self would want to do, or expect yourself to do, things like that. Like, I have the intention to what's another example? Oh, bring in more self-care into my life. That was actually one of my first intentions last year when I really started taking being intentional more serious. Self-care was major for me. I really dove deep into different forms of self-care. It became less of just let me take a bubble bath, or let me take myself to go get my nails done, or things like that. I really started elevating my practices with being intentional about what type of self-care practices was I into. Are there different forms, and are they really connecting me with my higher self, or are they just kind of nuisance and nonsense and really playing into the matrix? Okay, I don't know why I put quotations, because the matrix is real. But if are they just playing into the societal norm that I grew up thinking was self-care? Because like I said, we all are ignorant to a lot of things. We a lot of us are not culturally diverse, so there's a lot of cultural differences among us, amongst everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you and your neighbor don't live the same type of lifestyle. Y'all have different things, and you may be ignorant to their lifestyle, and they may be ignorant to yours, vice versa to your family, friends, co-workers, and things of that nature. So it's good to keep that in mind, okay? Setting an intention provides accountability for us and also allows us to control our lives and personal choices. Now, whatever deity you believe in, I believe in God, and that we have a higher power. I believe that God has blessed us since birth with the choice, okay? Choosing what we want and don't want in our lives, okay? So I feel like we need to be intentional about what it is that we want and don't want in our lives, so that way we are aligned with ourselves and we are one with ourselves, and being more productive throughout our days and productive throughout our years, because productivity is super important when it comes to intention, because when you set an intention, you want to see the productivity, you want to see the growth, you want to see your intention really grow, okay? For me, intentions are really like planting a seed, which is why I accompany intentions with the new moon, and I really do a ritual during the new moon in setting intentions. Now, I have fallen off a bit, but I'm on the intention of really making this something permanent in my life. So to hold myself accountable, I want to get on here and also, remind you all, those who already are intention setters or those who are beginners in intention setting, to really set intentions and make a ritual out of it, or do a certain type of practice that really reminds you to constantly be in awareness of your intentions and your higher self. Okay, so I'm going to go through a couple of steps that I feel are good to take during setting intentions. So like a how to set intentions type of thing. Now, you may have other ways that you like to set intentions, so you don't have to, I'm not the holy grail, okay? I just am putting out a blueprint, okay? But there's also many different ways to build a house. There's many different ways to do a lot of things. Whatever you feel resonated and called to, you can take from this and add your own little razzle dazzle to it. You know what I'm saying? There's no end all be all on setting intentions, but I feel like there's some core things that you should take out of it so that you are setting intentions in I don't want to say proper, in a productive way. That's the word I'm looking for. Productive. All right. So step number 1, okay, state your intention. When you decide what you want, vocalize it and then write it down. Okay. So or write it down. You can write it down. I recommend writing it down just so that you can have a remembrance of it. I used to do intentional messages to myself when it came to self-care, as far as like my appearance or affirmations kind of thing. And I would write intentional notes to myself and stick them on my mirror in the bathroom, and I intentionally would read them to myself every day and night, or whenever I entered the bathroom, whenever I washed my hands, I would go through the sticky notes that were posted on my mirror. Now, writing them down for me, I feel like it really takes it from your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, the universe can hear your thoughts, okay? And even if you're like mumbling it or whatever, I feel like writing it down is just an enhancement to setting an intention. Now, you can set an intention in your head to be like I have an intention in my head to drink lots of water. I don't write that intention down, but it is something in the forefront of my mind. Now, I feel like if I did write it down, some people have to write it a bunch of times, I intend to And then they write, drink water every day, drink water every day, drink water every day. And that's literally their practice every day in the morning. They write it down 10 times, 5 times each. You know what I'm saying? That's a good practice. If you have a hard time with remembering your intentions, I would definitely recommend writing it down. Now, if you have this impeccable memory and you're good with just memorizing your intentions and things like that, then you don't have to go so deep into the practice, but it really does not hurt anyone to really write down your intentions. Because the one thing that's wonderful, I have an intention book right here. What is it? The thing that is wonderful, okay, about writing your intentions down is that you can go back and look at them. And that's what I love about it. I love being able to go back and look at my intentions and read, oh, wow, I was really focused on being intentional about drinking water 2 years ago. And, I may have fallen off, or I may still be on the route, and I'm knowing and seeing that my intentions have come into fruition, and I've been working very hard and diligently at it. And that way you can be super positive and optimistic, as well as, things like that can help with really believing in yourself, setting intentions, seeing how you progress in your intentions, how productive the setting the intentions are. And you can really be proud of yourself. You can give yourself a pat on the back, a round of applause, or even a hug. I do all three, okay? Because when I be saying, dang, girl, you've been on it, like on the road of, continuing to follow through with the intentions that you set just 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. That's beautiful. It's honorable. You know what I'm saying? So really honor yourself during this time of setting intentions, and be proud of actually going through with the intentions that you set. Now, things change, life changes, choices change. So your intentions may change as well, but being, optimistic about yourself is, great attribute to gain from setting intentions. Okay, so the second step is be clear. Okay, so you want to be very clear about your intentions. A good way to be clear about your intention is not only to write your intentions down, but write why you want to have this intention. Like, what is the main focus or the main idea or the purpose that you want to come out of this intention? So I'm going to use the example of drinking water. I drink water every day intentionally because it really plays a part in my, one, gut health, and two, my dermatology. I am really big on having a clear face. And I notice if I do not drink plenty of water every day, I don't have a clear face, as well as my gut plays a lot with my moods hormonally and things like that. And if I don't drink water, it affects not only my gut, but my other organs. Like, I've gotten to a point where I can feel when I'm dehydrated or when I'm lacking water, because my body is so used to consuming so much water every single day. So being intentional about that and being clear about why I'm setting my intention is super important. It's super important to just be clear and have like a knowing, like, not to say that you're setting intentions for other people, right? But let's say you were, and someone were to ask you like, hey, why are you setting intention? Why do you have the intention to go for a walk every single day? And you can be like, well, because blah, 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 blah. And I think you should get really into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you are like, oh, because I researched that going for a walk every single day can decrease my aging, or help me with losing weight, and my goal is to lose weight, right? Your intention and your goals should be in alignment, okay? Because that's how you're going to build upon that and be able to increase your intentions, increase your goals, and really be one with your inner self, right? The things that you want, desire, and your goals, your aspiration, the outer things that you are trying to gain out of it, okay? I'm going to do my best to put, I think you can put like time blocks or whatever, and I'm going to do my best to kind of do that for each topic and subject. So in case you are catching this video, you can try to look on the little bar thing at the, I don't know none of the technical words for this, but you can kind of look at the bar thing and see if I was able to do it. You can see each kind of chapter that I go through, and actually I need to mark it. I don't know when I started this, but I'm gonna try to do the next one. So the next is, I'll see like when I ended it. Okay, so the next one is make sure your intentions are positive, okay? You don't want no negative intentions in your life. You don't want negativity in your life, and negativity brings negativity to your goals. So if you are being, I don't even like using that word, and I just used it like 3 times back to back. I'm very into the power of the tongue and your words, and the universe can hear, God can hear what you are saying. And although God doesn't want those things for you, but if you're saying them, the universe is like, oh, nope, sis likes this because she reacts this type of way, or she's continuously saying this XYZ. So I'm gonna just say the N word, all right? And I mean, yeah, anyways. So make sure that you are being positive when it comes to your intention, because you don't want to be going a N-word route. That sounds so weird. I need to find another way. A neg route, okay? A neg route. You do not want to go a neg route with setting intentions, because it just doesn't, there's no productivity when you have a neg environment, a neg mindset when it comes to setting intentions. Also, that also means believing in yourself. Okay, it's super important to believe in your intentions, believe in your goals, and believe that, okay, if I'm setting these intentions, they are going to, this is the beginning stepping stones in really cultivating the energy that I need to bring in that goal, and to make that goal a permanent, habit, I'm going to say, in my life. And you want habits to be positive all the time, because neg positives obviously are counteracting with you getting to your higher self. Now, if you're looking to stay in a low vibrational energy, then go neg over there, you know what I'm saying? But those that are really looking for a more positive way of life, more peace and things like that, and you really want to get, I'm trying to like sit in a way where there's not a glare. Sorry. But you want to bring in more peace and things like that. And you also want your intentions to come to fruition and really make an impact on your goals. You know what I'm saying? So being positive is just one of the main things that I think is super important, and where a lot of people may go wrong. You may not be aware, okay, of how you may be showing up even after you set your intentions. Is it constantly running through your mind? That's why it's good to write it down or make a, affirmation of it. I'm going to go through different ways to be intentional, and I'll do that in a few minutes. Next one is keep your intentions simple. Okay, the simpler the better. Not to say you can't write like 5 simple intentions down, but try to pinpoint, like we said earlier about being clear. Try to pinpoint why you're doing it and what goal is it matching up with. Don't just be like, oh, I had the intention to be more creative. And it's like, okay, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean for you? Why do you want to, have a creative lifestyle or be more creative within your life? You know what I'm saying? So to keep your intentions simple, you can, I don't think that I used the right example. Oh, I did. You can be creative in multiple areas. So creative is just like a word that hits multiple things. What is the main focus that you're trying to be creative in? Now, is it being creative in arts because you want to connect your mind and, your hand and fine motor skills? Or do you want to connect your mind and your body and dance? Or do you want to connect your mind and your taste buds, and your hands to cook? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you trying to align with your intention? All right. And then the fifth one, okay, is shift your limited mindset. So that goes back to being positive about your intentions, with your intentions, being positive about yourself, believing in yourself, knowing that you have the possibility to do whatever it is that you set your mind to, and actually staying focused on that. Okay. A tip that I have learned from 19 Keys, if you guys don't watch him, he is super motivational. And he has high level conversations. And I was listening to one, and he said he's intentional about his focus because he can tend to get distracted a lot and not focus on the task at hand. So even if it's something as small as I'm watching a YouTube video, he sets the intention to watch the entire video no matter what. No matter if he's bored or whatever interests him or drew him to the video, he sets the intention to not take his mind off of that video. So that way his mind is being trained and being intentional with focusing on being focused on certain things. Because when we get into a routine of having the option and the convenience to, I don't want to watch this, and switching to the next thing, you don't realize, we don't take into account, and we're not mindful of how that is really affecting our day to day. Because now it's everything else. Like, I have to, for instance, have you ever cleaned the bathroom or cleaned a room and you don't focus on that room, but you hop from room to room? I know I ain't the only one that used to do this, right? This is another example that I'm going to give about really being intentional and shifting your mindset at the same time, right? So before, I used to hop from room to room. Like if I saw something that belonged in my children's room, I would go to my children's room and then I would start cleaning up that area or whatever. And now I'm more intentional about it. So if I have something, I focus on one room. My intention is to clean my room. And that is it in this moment, okay? Now, the broad scheme of it may be to clean the entire house. But at the moment, I'm cleaning this specific room. If I find something that is not belonging in this room, I either just go put that item back in that room, but I really try to not take myself out of the room that I'm in, to avoid myself getting distracted and my mind just going everywhere. I grab a basket, and whatever doesn't belong in that room, I put it in that basket and I set it by, the door or whatever in the hallway. And then I continue to clean the room. And when I'm done with the room, I take the basket and I put all the items that are in the basket away, or I just move on to the next room and do the same thing. And whatever's in that basket that belongs in that room, I put that away. So that is a way that I've been intentional about making sure that I stay focused on the task at hand. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Okay. Hopefully you guys do. I don't have anybody interacting with me here, but soon I will. I'm intentional about how I will have an audience here listening to me, and we will be able to break through these kind of generational curses, I like to call them, in our minds, and redefine our minds and reshift things. But also believing that you are able and capable of doing this. So instead of being like, I never can just focus on one thing. No, I can focus on one thing. And how am I going to be what are different ways that I can improve my focus? Okay, being intentional about that. So that's even going as far as I'm going deeper. You can study different ways of how to be more focused. So like I said, 19 Keys gave me a tip on how he stays more focused, or an example of how he is intentional about staying more focused. I just gave you guys one as well. So I want you guys to come up with a way that you think you can be more intentional about being more focused, or be more intentional about being doing anything that you may have had limited beliefs on before. So that could be like having a new career or buying a house or buying a new car. How are you limiting yourself? First, you want to identify how are you limiting yourself, and then switch up your mindset and how you can be less limiting on that belief and more focused on the intention so that you can accomplish the goal that you desire. Because if you want it, if a part of you wants it, even if you say like, I can't have it, I don't want it, a part of you wants it. You just believe that you can't have it. And I'm telling you, you can. So really shifting our mindset and how we approach things is the key, one of the keys to setting intentions. Okay, so I talked a little bit about benefits, but I'm gonna go over them again because I had a list here, but then I just started going everywhere. But I put this. Okay, so benefits of setting intentions. They are intended to help you achieve your goals. That's the very first one, right? I've been talking about setting goals, intentions, aligning your intentions with your goals. So if you have a list of goals, okay, next, first is setting your intention, and then I feel like is aligning your goals. But sometimes it works differently for people, and you have to write your goals first and then your intentions on what you're going to do to achieve that goal. Okay, so like for instance, I like to give a lot of analogies and a lot of examples just in case someone doesn't understand the words that I'm using. We can get back into creativity. I had an intention, or I have an intention to be more creative, or I have a goal. My goal was to be more feminine. I then researched what traits femininity have, and because my birth chart is more masculine, like the planets and stars that were aligned when I was born. I have a lot of masculine traits. And if you guys don't know the difference between masculine and feminine, and also don't know that women and men both carry both masculine and feminine attributes, then that's some research that you may want to do. I may do a video on that later on, but right now let's get back onto the analogies. So my focus was to enhance my femininity, and one of the ways to enhance your femininity, because feminine trait is creativity. And so then I was intentional about what I was creating, and how I was already creative and what areas that I could improve in. But also I get bored really quickly. My attention span is like, okay. And so I really had to find other ways to be creative. So I really went in and was intentional about my research on femininity and how to be more creative. I was intentional about what I was creating as well, because I wanted it to bring positivity. I wanted to bring different things. So I started, being intentional about the art that I was making, about the food that I was cooking. I was spending my time really creating. I wasn't just cooking. I wasn't just sticking stuff out pulling stuff out the freezer and sticking it in the oven and doing it like that. I was intentional about making a meal, taking my time, chopping things up, really, getting deep into art, buying art tools and things like that were going to enhance my creativity, which enhance my femininity and counterbalance my masculine, honestly, because I've been in my soft feminine for a while now. So yeah, but that was my goal, and I was able to accomplish that. And now I know what I need to do in order to accomplish being more in my feminine energy and less in my masculine energy. And then I also was intentional about when I should be in my masculine energy, or if I do feel myself in my masculine energy, then how can I get that lowered and heighten my feminine energy, or counterbalance both and be in equilibrium with my oneself. Okay. Also, the benefits for intention is it is intended for long-term and short-term goals. So I talked about this a little bit. Your long-term goals are months, years of, how this is going to affect me, what my goal is, you know, the longevity of it. And then also you can do short-term intentions where it's literally daily. Like, okay, I want to have the intention every day to set out 5 minutes to myself. That is one of the intentions that I have every day. I show up for myself at least for 5 minutes in the mirror. I give myself praise. Whatever. My intention was to only spend 5 minutes. I've gotten to like an hour. Okay. Now I don't spend an hour in the mirror, but I do spend an hour really communicating with myself and bigging myself up, giving myself daily affirmations and remembering who I am and standing in my power for that hour, 2 hours, or whatever it is that I'm doing. And I'm super intentional about that. Every single day. It varies. It doesn't look the same every day, but I do make and set time for myself. Even if my kids are here, even if my kids are home, I think that's super important for parents, period. I won't just I won't just target mothers in this because I feel like dads get left out. Although sometimes in certain households and in certain dynamics, the father doesn't do as much as the mother when it comes to caring for everyone else, the nurturing aspect. But there are a lot of males that are out there really being nurturing. They're nurturing themselves, they're nurturing their families, they're nurturing, period. And they're really in their feminine energy when it comes to nurturing. So nurturing takes a lot out of you. So to be intentional about setting time for yourself. Even you watching this video, you're setting time for yourself to redefine your mind and think at a higher conscious level and really shape shift the way we are raising our kids and shaping our generation, like our whole entire world. So give yourself a round of applause, give yourself a high five, because you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? You're making the change, you're making the shift. As well as like being intentional about like things that you watch, right? So like TikTok has shown us, if you just watch something for 1 second, they're pushing that into the algorithm, right? Being intentional about the time that you spend watching certain things or being interested into certain things, because honestly, this is the world of constant propaganda. So it's constantly these same things are constantly going to be propaganda to you, and then your mind is going to shift to that direction. It may not be the most positive way to spend or utilize your time, or it may not actually be taking you to your higher level. It may just be keeping you at a certain level, or it may just be feeding your lower level, but at a higher level of your lower level. And we're really trying to elevate and get to the highest level of ourselves and become one, okay? All right. And then last benefit that I have written down is setting an intention provides accountability, okay, and allows us to take control of our lives and personal choices. So I did speak about this in the beginning a little bit, but you want to be in charge of your life. Everybody, I think, wants to be in charge of their lives. I don't know anybody that really walks around here and is like, I don't want to be in charge of my life. I want somebody else to dictate my entire life. Well, in order to be in charge of your life, you have to make executive decisions about your life. So you want to set goals, you want to be intentional, and all of that plays into intention, setting goals, and really being mindful of how you are moving throughout life and structuring your day-to-day. Intentions is just a good way to really be goal oriented, be a go-getter. Okay, I wanted to start this segment a couple of years ago, not this one specifically, but it was like a goal-getter segment because I was really intentional about setting my goals. Well, here I am now. Okay, it may have taken me 2 years, but I'm here. Okay, I'm definitely here. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit. I'm almost done. I'm about to wrap this up, but I want to talk about a couple things to keep in mind. Okay. Starting off with daily intentions is, I feel like is the way to go. And I talked about that a little bit. Okay. Then moving into future ones like weekly, monthly, and yearly. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of how you can set daily intentions. So I did give you guys the example of really showing up for yourself daily, even if it is 5 minutes, how that can increase to like an hour, right? But as well as like setting intentions for work, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say for instance, like you are finding yourself not really completing your tasks at work, okay, and you're finding it difficult to kind of get through your day to day, you're dragging, things like that. Being intentional about having a goal. Maybe that's not the job for you, right? So your goal is to get out of that job and move on, but you don't want to just leave abruptly. You want to be intentional about where you're going next. So really taking the steps to figure out who it is you are. What do you want? What are you going to want in the future? And where do you really see yourself going, right? And then being intentional about setting goals off of that. What are the main goals that you are going to need? And then from there, you can set intentions, or you can do it vice versa. You can set intention. No, you already set the intention to seek out, knowledge in yourself to see what you wanted. Then you sought out, ways that and actions that you need to take in order to get this goal done. And now you are being intentional about what you're doing, like strategy wise. Okay, when I go to work, you know what I'm saying, I need to get XYZ done quickly so that I can get out of work, or so that maybe, I'm not recommending this. But, it is a reality. Some of us are not happy with our jobs and we're really looking to do something different with our lives. So if you get your work done, you know what I'm saying, set the intentions to stay focused on the task at hand for that day. Get that done. Okay. Set yourself a to-do list of what you want to get done. And then spend the rest of the time maybe researching new jobs or different areas that you are more interested in, or other things that are going to counterbalance the, dislike of your job, and so that you can focus on doing things that you do like. Because maybe, yeah, you don't like your job, but this is the job for you. You know what I'm saying? This is the job that you're going to stay at for a while. You don't have any intentions on leaving, but you want to be more intentional about balancing good things, because we can work ourselves to death. I think that's one of the leading causes to death in America is working. You know what I'm saying? So we want to be intentional about how we're treating our bodies, how we're connecting our mind, our body, and our soul to our higher self. So being intentional doesn't have to be like a super big goal. You can really start small. Okay, I'm gonna, like I said in the beginning, get dressed every day. That's for somebody who may be dealing with depression, anxiety, or procrastination, or lack of motivation. You can really set small intentions to be more, okay, I really like, listen to yourself. You know what I'm saying? We all do certain things or say certain things that we really want, we really desire. That's why I had you guys do a practice. If you didn't watch my last video on the new moon in Pisces, I had you guys do a bonus practice of I feel. Okay, you can do the same thing with I desire, I really want to. And you could just let your conscience kind of just answer, and just, it doesn't matter what it is. Don't set yourself out to not believing that you're capable of doing these things. Really write out what it is that you desire and what you want. Don't think about the time limit. Don't think about what it's going to take. Okay, let that be the intention. Just getting to know myself and what I really want. You know what I'm saying? And then you can be intentional about setting the goals that you need to do in order to get there. Okay, so that's why intention is a really good part of your day, every day. I want to be intentional about making it on time to work. I want to be intentional about taking myself to the movies once a week. I want to be intentional about calling my family, because I live far away from them, and I want to maintain a relationship with them. I want to be intentional about being more positive. Like, those are little goals of intentions that you guys can set daily, and then figure out, okay, what can I do to be more positive? What can I do to be closer with my family, via video chat or phone call? Like, how can I set time to be more intentional with my friends, and my time spent with my friends, or my time spent with myself, or my time spent with God, or whatever deity you believe in? Okay. And then another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is being mindful of your thoughts, keeping things positive. I've already said this before, but I'm kind of going through it to kind of keep reminding you of how it's super important to be positive. Okay. Your words and actions, being mindful about that, and any form of neg, okay, can throw the intention and or delay the outcome of it. Okay, so if you're not believing in yourself, you're being neg, you're not being positive, you're not really taking the opportunity to I want y'all, this is a good time to be delusional. I'm not saying like be like extremely delusional, but like if you feel like you can be a motivational speaker, then figure out what it is that you're going to talk about and then start. You know, you don't have to start on a platform. You can just start by recording yourself. You can start by writing down information, writing down notes. What would it look like? What would it take to be a motivational speaker? Maybe researching motivational speakers that you are interested in that talk about topics that you're interested in. Things of that nature. Those are intentions that you are setting. You are setting the intention to be a motivational speaker. And you are setting the intention to now research about being a motivational speaker and research other motivational speakers that you enjoy listening to and maybe get some points and tips from them. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Being more intentional about your weight loss. Okay, let's be realistic here. Maybe you're not the type of person that can go to the gym and be focused on going to the gym. Work your way up, okay? I'm going to be intentional about taking care of my body, but I'm going to be realistic, okay? So, in my mind, I'm a runner, or in my mind, I'm going to the gym. But right now, I'm going to just be intentional about going outside and getting physical exercise in 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I plan on going to the gym in the future 3 times a week. But right now, what I have control of is going outside and going for a walk and building my stamina to go to the gym. You know, things like that, just being daily intentional, setting daily intentions can really change your trajectory. Like I was really big on my vocabulary and setting my intention to heighten my vocabulary. Well, in order to do that, I had to start looking words up. Also, I with that intention, I didn't realize I was well, vocabulary is knowing different words, but I was also gaining knowledge on what different words meant and how to use them in different ways that I was ignorant to. Okay. So I think that is all. I do want to say that, I'm going to tell you guys about ways to be intentional. But I do want to say that my connection with the new moon and intentions are because the new moons is the time to set intentions. So really think of your intentions as being a seed. I've literally looked at my plants, being a seed that you can plant in your life to really grow a tree of your goals. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, so ways to be intentional. That I had a whole PDF. Hopefully, I can post it, but I don't know. Anyways, ways to set intentions. Okay. One way you can repeat the intention verbally, X amount of time. You can choose how many times you want to do it, 3, 5, 10, 20, 25. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you feel called and resonated to. Daily, doing it, like I said, I was really intentional about improving my confidence in myself, in my looks and things like that. So I set notes to myself, or I also used to write myself love letters. I gotta get back to that actually. Being intentional about writing myself love letters because I really love myself and I want to continue to love myself and remind myself that I love myself. So in order to do that, I wanted to be intentional about it. That is called a mantra intention. Okay, so repetitive intention verbally or even scripturally, like scripting out your intentions. The next one is creating a intention setting ritual. So this one's my favorite. the new moon, every new moon, I'm very intentional about writing the things that I need to let go, the limited beliefs that I have around my intentions. So I put my intentions in the middle of a page, and then I write around it all my limited beliefs I have on that intention, and I let that go. Then I go in and I practice writing my intention out. Sometimes I do the repetitive motion about it. Sometimes I use the next practice that I'm going to talk about. So creating a ritual around it, just being intentional. Like, some people have the intention on cleaning their house, okay? And being very on top of cleaning their house. So a good way to set an intention is through, every first of the month or every new moon or every full moon or whatever. I'm going to purge my house, cleanse my house, clean myself, clean my body, detox, or start detoxing, things like that. That is how you set a ritual and a routine with your intentions. The next one, okay, is practicing gratitude. Now, I recommend this every single day. Like, gratitude should be your intention just to bring positivity, and so that the universe knows that you like the things that you have. Like, I get down to the gritty nitty with it, okay? I be thinking for the lampshade, for the plant, the table the plant's on, the carpet I walk on, the shoes that I have, my feet, my knees. I get real into it when it comes to gratitude. So practicing gratitude to the intention that you are setting, okay? Thanking the universe for any intention or goals that you have for the future. They may not be here yet, but you can show gratitude for them. So now the universe knows, oh, she likes that, I got her a car. The universe don't know that you ain't got a car, or the universe don't know that you don't have the car of your dreams, or the universe doesn't know, if you're saying and stating gratitude. Now, God knows you don't got it, but universal energy, if you really want to work with it in your favor, gratitude is the best way to really get the things that you want. And just shaping your mind, period. Like, shifting our mindset. When we are more grateful about what we have, it allows us to get out of those. Some of us throw temper tantrums as adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you don't get what you want or things aren't going your way and you're finding yourself having a tit fit over it, that is an adult temper tantrum, okay? And a way to really get out of that negative state of mind, I said the word, is to be positive, 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 and show gratitude, okay? We're counterbalancing that word, okay? Getting it up out of here. Positive, 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 positive ways to be positive is to show gratitude, okay? Being thankful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anyways, that wraps up how to set intentions to the Redefining Mind segment of, what is it called? Refocus, okay? Right? I know what I'm talking about. Refocus. Oh no, reset. Reset is to refocus, right? Refocus our minds in a more positive way. Okay, so we are working on resetting ourselves, pressing the reset button, and really saying, you know what, enough is enough. Things have to change. I need to be more intentional about what I'm doing, because I am elevating, I am growing, and I am trying to be woke at this moment in time. Real woke, not fake woke, real woke. Okay. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I know you're catching the replay already because I don't have anybody watching, but I do appreciate you watching until the end of this video. If you did watch to the end of this video, I would love for you to share in the comments what you're being more intentional about, and give some ideas maybe to some other people that may be struggling with setting in intentions, and also any tips that you may have. Collectively, we are here to share, grow, learn, and activate our minds to be a better person in life for ourselves, for the generation, for the collective, for our children, everything, like so on and so forth. Okay. So I love you guys. I thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys haven't already, join the familia. Okay. the secret. The secret is we are a sacred love space, okay? And we are growing a loving, beautiful tree among us of a bunch of different minds and souls and bodies to come into union to really help ourselves elevate and be at our highest potential, okay? Anyways, I am out of here. I love you. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.